So if you've been in my world at all, you might have seen my What's Your Brand Style quiz, and it has gone really, really well. It's been something that's connected me with people. It's been something that I've really enjoyed creating, and it's been something that's helped my business to grow. I think that's the most important thing, because as a business owner, if you're going to invest your time and money into something, it should really help your business grow. And obviously having 2,000 people added to my email list, that's 2,000 people that I can then email with my offers, helping to connect with them, showing them to get DIY and Canva tips, and I can just do all these things over and over, and having them on my email list is such a great place to connect with them. So hi, if we haven't met before, my name is Jacqui and I'm a graphic designer who loves teaching business owners how they can create their own incredible standout brand and graphics. And today it's going to be a little bit different, and I want to share with you, I guess, something that's really helped me and my business. It's really exciting because I have done a version of this that has failed. And so I want to teach you through some tips to having a good quiz. I want to just inspire you of what's possible for your business and make sure that you're actually thinking about it as part of your overall marketing strategy, rather than just creating a quiz for the fun of it, because that won't do you any good. So to start with, yes, I have done a failed quiz. I don't know when I did it. It was right at the start of 2020. So 2 years before I actually did the successful one. I did a quiz, and I'll put a screenshot up for you now for those of you watching on YouTube. And it was called Let's Work Out Your DIY Potential. Your DIY design potential. And I kind of help people work out whether they were like going to be really great DIYers or really bad DIYers. That quiz did not go well. It didn't hit the mark with anything that anyone wanted. So I guess my first tip is work out what your audience actually cares about, because quizzes are so great because people want to feel known. People want to feel like they're understood, and they kind of like, people don't like being put in a box, but they also like being put in a box. That's why we love all the personality tests and all of the everything. We just love being told like, you're a this, and you're like, yeah, I am a this. And so people, like, the amount of messages and emails I've had from people saying, oh, that quiz was so spot on. That's exactly me. People just love being told what they are. And so have your quiz push into that area of like satisfying people's curiosity around who they are and what kind of box they fit into. And so the quiz that did go well for me is, what is your brand style? So I helped people work out what brand style should their business use. And this was a really great business decision. Not only one, because it got those leads into my email list, but two, it actually helped people to see my expertise. It helped them to trust me that I knew what I was doing. Like, I even had someone sign up to work with my design studio. So we do all of the hard thinking for you. And even she did the quiz and she was like, oh, that was so spot on. And I think it kind of helped build trust in my business for that I actually know what we're talking about. And so having a quiz that just solidifies your expertise and helps people want to trust you, because you're showing how great you are. You're showing that you know all the different options they could be, and that you know how to put them into those boxes. You know the right questions to ask. And then what I'm going to talk about later is that results page, then it's showing off your expertise on another level. And the quiz also help people to build connection with me. Like, if they didn't know me at all, which a lot of it this was cold leads. I did run a few Facebook ads to this at the beginning, and it meant that people could kind of get to know me, like the language that I used in the quiz and the results that I gave and the emails that I sent out afterwards help people to get to know me. So it's a great way to show your expertise, to build connection, and to build your email list. It's probably even more benefits, but those are the main three that I think are really important. And so the biggest thing is that we're using quizzes in a strategic way. So for me, I was promoting my course, DIY Design My Biz, that would help business owners to create their own brand and graphics. And it was like, it's a great program and it's evergreen. I needed a way to bring people into that program. So firstly, you need to think about, what is the end goal of my quiz? Am I wanting to get people onto my email list? Is that the end goal? Or ideally there is a further end goal. Like, where are you directing people? What is the outcome that you want them to take in your business? Not everyone's going to go down that exact path, but if you have a path for them to take, hopefully a few of them will find it. And so for me, that end goal was joining my program. But I did actually have a couple of steps in the middle. I had the quiz, then I had like a challenge or like a freebie in the middle that they could kind of participate in. And then that then led them on to my whole program, because this is a paid program. People need to have certain levels of trust built with me before they want to work with me, before they want to give me their hard-earned money. And so for you and your business, what are some steps that you can implement? Like, what is the funnel? What is the customer journey? How do you want people to move through the offers you have in your business? So is there a freebie? Is there a quiz? Is there something else that can lead people onto, whether it's working with you one-on-one in your program, whether it's buying your online course, whether it's doing this or doing that? What is that end goal, and what are the steps to getting there? So for me, it was a quiz, then it was a free video series, and then it was DIY. And so what is your funnel? Because if you don't have a consistent funnel, then you're going to have trouble deciding on what you want your quiz to be about, because it's going to feel like, I have all these different things in my business. What's it going to be about? Whereas for me, one of the big problems I solve for people inside my course is helping them to create their brand. And a lot of people, something that stops them from wanting to join the course is they feel overwhelmed, like, I couldn't possibly ever create my brand. I don't know how I would do that. And so this quiz answers a part of that problem for them. So they feel like they've got part of a solution, so they feel empowered to take those next steps. So in your world, what are people struggling with? What are they needing help with? And how can you answer part of that question for them to give them that confidence in you and in themselves themselves that they can take the following steps. So for me, that brand quiz at the start was really, really helpful. So make sure you're thinking about this as part of an overall funnel. Otherwise, you're just throwing things at a wall and hoping that it sticks. Whereas if you have that overall funnel, it's going to make you be far more strategic and know exactly what to build your quiz around. So again, just to talk to the overall picture of things, we've got the quiz. And then after someone does the quiz, it doesn't just end there. It doesn't just say your result is, so for me, I have 6 different results I've got. They could be, their brand design could be scrapbook collage. They could be chic cutout. They could be bold rebel. They could be bright aesthetic, minimal neutrals, and retro vibes. So I chose really fun results here that people could get really excited of, what am I going to be? Once they get that result, they don't just get the word and that's it. They kind of get a full results page. Now, I went over the top with my results page. You don't have to go as in-depth as I did, but take the quiz and see what result you get and see what that results page is like. I'll show an example of one on the screen now, but in essence, it's a whole page full of resources and information to help people be like, oh, this is a color palette I might want to use, or this is the vibe or the brand voice I might want to use, or this is some fonts I might want to use. And it kind of gave them this kind of kick starting point, which again, not only solidifies my expertise and builds trust with me, but gives them some empowerment of what they want to do, and also helps the quiz to perform better, because then hopefully people then share this quiz with their friends. They're like, oh, I did this quiz, yada, yada, it was great. At the start, I even had like a little a graphic that they could download from my Google Drive that was like, I did the brand style quiz and I got chic cutout, and that they could share that to their stories. And so there's different things that you can do to help people want to share it as well. Talk more about sharing things shortly. But then on that results page, what it also had was a call to action to the next step in my funnel. I've updated this funnel so many times. So this quiz has been around for like over 2 years, and I've just updated it to to suit whatever I'm promoting my business at the time. So sometimes it goes to my challenge, sometimes it goes to a different program, sometimes it goes to another program. But because all my business programs are all kind of targeting the same kind of person, the quiz still worked as a starter for all of those. But in essence, what's the overall funnel is really important. So anyway, they got the results page, and then after that, they were able to kind of get invited to the next step. They're like, oh, Jacqui's got this free video series. It's going to help me even more with my branding. It kind of expanded on the problem that I was already fixing with the quiz and helped them to go to a deeper level with that. And so that was really strategic. Not only did they get those results page and the invite to the next step, they also got put in an email sequence. So that means they got placed into, so I use Kartra for my email system. And so pretty much I tagged them and put them into a sequence. Just saying this, I probably should put this caveat in now. I used Interact for my quiz. I have an affiliate link below if you choose to use Interact. That'd be so great if you could use it to support the channel. But in essence, I used Interact, but I really wanted to use either the cheapest version or the free version of Interact. But by this point, when I wanted to get really strategic with my list, I could no longer do that. I had to go to the paid version, which was annoying. But as I said, getting this amount of leads in, if I had have done this with Facebook ads and paid for 2,000 leads with Facebook ads, it would be like, hold on, I'm going to do the math. A great lead cost on a Facebook ad would be like $3. Like that's a really great cost. And so that's at least getting 2,000 leads. That's at least $6,000 in Facebook ad spend, let alone having the cost of someone help you with those ads and everything else. So the quiz has been worthwhile me paying for the Interact platform to be able to do everything I wanted to do. But in essence, once someone did the quiz, I then put them into an email sequence through my Kartra, which I connected through a whole set of things, like was all in the back end. It's a little bit overwhelming, but it's also, you can see the steps pretty easily to do. And so in essence, they would do the quiz, and then my email platform would say, oh, such and such did the quiz, they got X result, and then I would send them an email saying, here's your quiz results, and then I put them into a different email sequence. Pretty much I'd just be warming them up to me. I would whatever the next step was, I'd say, I'd introduce myself, I'd share kind of how great I was and why they should trust me, what kind of problems I solve, maybe some social proof of people that I've worked with before, and then I would tell them what their next steps are. Oh, you should join me for this. It'd be really great if you're struggling with X, Y, and Z. And so there was always this next step. It wasn't just quiz and end. It was quiz and our email sequences and results pages, because that's what's going to be really strategic to make the quiz work for your business long term and actually make it grow leads, and grow not just interested leads, but really hot leads for your business. So when I was doing my quiz, a lot of the time I didn't actually have people have to enter in their email address to access the results. I had a little bit of an extra incentive. I said, if you can access the results without entering your email address, because I didn't want to be mean to people. They did this whole quiz and they didn't want to give me an email address, blah, 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 blah. So I gave them the results without the email address. But I asked them for it just in case. And then if they did give the email address, then I would send them a bonus Pinterest mood board of their whole brand look. And so I kind of did an extra incentive. If they gave me their email address, then they get this extra thing. So that could be a tactic you might use if you want to capture email addresses but don't want to make that compulsory. But yeah, I guess that's the strategy side of things. People would do the quiz, they get the results page. On that results page, it would invite them to the next step. It would also show my credibility of giving incredible results and steps for them to implement in their branding and their business. Then after that, it would put them into email sequences that would then invite them to the next stages in the funnel. So make sure you've got that whole thing and you work through all of that to make it really worthwhile. And so now I want to go through some ideas for your quiz. So for me, I did a personality kind of style quiz where it kind of, you answer a question, it gives you X result that's kind of to do with you. I think this is really great because it's less formal than, I guess, a knowledge quiz of like, how much do you know about Canva? I could have done a quiz about that and make people kind of feel bad about how much they don't know. But in essence, I help people to kind of feel themselves and to be excited about their brand. I didn't ask them any boring questions. I asked them fun questions of like, if your brand was going to go to a party, what would that party look like? Or if you got what's your dream holiday look like? And from those questions, I was able to actually really accurately decide what their branding should look like. Thinking those things through of how can I make this fun? How can I insert my personality into this? But yeah, creating a quiz around that personality of helping them, asking questions to decide a certain thing around what your business is, I think is really, really useful. So that's my recommendation for a quiz, is doing that personality-esque type. So say, for example, maybe you have a coaching business that helps people get better at their exercise, and you could do a, like, what sort of exerciser are you? Are you a, like, and then you could help them work out like a hard and fast exerciser or a long burn kind of person. Like working out that kind of thing can be really fun for people to be like, oh yeah, I would thrive better if I did my exercise more like this and less like this and worked my personality or whatever, channel my business into finding a different kind of personality for them, which helps people again to feel known, and then you can then show off your expertise after that. Another tip with a quiz is not to make it too long. You want to make it long enough that it feels like you are actually getting to know them, but not so long they feel like giving up. And then, like I said, making it fun, like putting those fun questions in there. You might have a couple of serious questions in there. You might have a couple of questions that help you do market research really cheekily. But for me, it was pretty much all just fun questions, and that worked well. What are some fun questions you can put in, and making it maybe no longer than 10 questions so it doesn't get too long and drawn out and boring, because you don't want people to start the quiz and then to stop doing the quiz because it's too long. But you just want enough that they feel like they're getting known and they're getting some value out of it. So I'll put a screenshot up now of my quiz funnel. So pretty much you'll see that there's around 5,600 views. So that means the amount of people that have viewed the page somehow. So I have the quiz on a page on my website, so someone might have clicked that page, realized they don't really want to do the quiz, and they might have exited out. Those would be the people that didn't then start the quiz. You can see that there's 3,600 starts. So that's 67% of people that looked at it started the quiz. Then you can see the people that started it, 3,000 people then completed the quiz. And then of those 3,000 people, 2,000 of them gave me their email address, which I think is a pretty good innings. And so making sure that you almost share the value of what you're going to share once they submit, so they can be really excited about that too. But I recommend just going through my quiz and seeing how I've done it. Go in with a really like critiquing eye, or a really like observational eye, working out how I did what I did so that you can kind of copy that for your own business. I give you full permission to copy the style of what I've done, not the exact quiz. Please don't copy the quiz. Please don't put out a what is your brand style quiz. That would be mean. I was really proud of that idea. And so you can kind of see how that kind of works in your business. Like you need, that's a thing too, is you need a lot of leads. So don't be afraid to promote this quiz. So for me, for example, as I was putting this quiz together, it took me so long. I'm going to be honest, it took me a very, very long time, mainly not to actually make the quiz. That was the easy part. But putting together all the information for the results of like custom color palettes for every single result, custom Pinterest boards, custom font suggestions. Like there was a lot of custom designs and things that I created for that. Then I had to create 6 individual results pages for each and every result, which took ages. And so throughout all of this process, I was documenting things on my Instagram page, being like, oh, I'm creating this. It's going to be so exciting. You're going to love it. I'm doing this today. I'm working on X today. And that that built up a lot of buzz around it. I also was really intentional about doing Facebook ads. I did lots of Facebook ads, helping people think through. I put a couple of screenshots up now of like, what's your brand style, and giving just people a bit of an overview. And I was really strategic about the graphics that I used as well. I put fun little illustrations of some women to give each result kind of its own little personality, even more so, and help people to be excited about, oh, which one am I going to get? Who would I look like? Yes, I think that was really fun too. So Facebook ads, promoting it on my social media, and also putting out in emails and asking people to share it. Those are some different ways that I promoted mine. And like if you are doing any sort of like, if you're guesting on podcasts or writing blog posts, give it as a call to action, because it's such a really great, easy first step for someone when they're interacting with your business to just be like, oh, I can do this quick free quiz. It feels fun. It feels quick. It feels easy. And you get results from it. You get personalized results, and people love that. So that's a bit of a behind the scenes as to how I created my quiz. As I mentioned, I used Interact Quiz to create mine. I found it really easy. You can do logic jumps. You can do images, which I think it's really great to do images. Like I said, I did really strategic results page images. I did really strategic Facebook ad images and social media posts. And I also use images inside my quiz as well to keep it fun and exciting. So that's really helpful. If you ever are creating your graphics for that and you need some help, make sure if you're in my course, you ask for some help. I would love to support you in there. But in essence, have a go at creating a quiz. Give it a go. But in essence, I found Interact really great to work with. Nothing has gone wrong. It's got a really great integration with all my different email programs. And it's got really great analytics that I can have a look at too. So I hope that's been helpful. If you have an idea for a quiz that you would like to do, pop it in the comments if you're on YouTube or if you're on Spotify. There's a question there that you can answer. Let me know what kind of quiz you're thinking of doing, or if this has inspired you to make your own quiz. And if you do create a quiz, feel free to message me on Instagram and the link to it, because I'd love to see what you've made. And again, if you do want to try Interact, I have a free trial below so you can see if it works for you. Pop it all in, see if it's working for you, see if it makes sense for you, see if you can see the value in it. And Interact also has like a few great AI features to help you make your quiz as well if you're feeling really dry with your ideas. So thank you for joining me. I hope you found that useful. If you're hearing some baby coos now, for those on the podcast, it's because I've got him strapped to my chest right now. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And I'll see you next week for another episode. Bye.